Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com with a little behind the scenes update for the grand narrative. Look at all those Tyranids. Look at so many Tyranids. As of this morning, I have painted my last model for the grand narrative, and I forgot it at home. So I'll be using one that was painted by one of my painters instead, the Neuro right there. You'll have to forgive me for that. So the grand narrative is coming up, and I'm going to be leaving for it in 3 days. And in 2 days, I'm going to be shaving my head for some Gene Stealer Cult cosplay. I'm going to make a video for that. I can't tell you how excited I am for the grand narrative. It's my third one. It's the third one ever, and I've gone to all of them, or I will have gone to all of them. And I'll tell you this, like, if I wasn't doing MiniWarGaming as a business, I would still be going to the grand narrative every year. I would make a personal trip and spend whatever money it takes to get there, because it is the best way to play Warhammer 40k and other games too. Isn't it just a big narrative experience? I just love it so much. Anyways, I don't want to talk about my full 10,000 points that you see right here, because I have a video coming out tomorrow where I show them all off. And then also we're playing a 10,000 point apocalypse game, or 20,000 really, 10,000 versus 10,000 of salamanders and necrons versus the Tyranid. So both those videos will be coming out tomorrow. Early access in the Vault and YouTube members for the Apocalypse game tomorrow, but that'll come out eventually the following week or the week after for everybody. And so I just wanted to make this video partly for the people who are going to the grand narrative, especially the other people who are coming with me and have matched my color scheme, which you guys rock. There's 10 of us in total that are doing this Hive Fleet Nihilist color scheme. So we'll have 30,000 points there. So picture this table times 3. Oh, I can't wait to see them all on one epic display table. It is going to be so awesome. And then I have a bunch of other splinter fleets and Gene Stealer cults. I think there's about 20 of us in total after all said and done. Next year, I want 100 people matching this color scheme. I want to have 300,000 points of Hive Fleet Nihilists. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link below that you can join the Discord, and you can start thinking about whether you want to do that for next year. 100 people, that's the goal. Anyways, so what I want to talk about in this video, like I said, I'm going to be going over all the Tyranids tomorrow, especially these custom models. This Grand Hive Tyrant by Frankendoodle65 at Instagram, and this Grand Neuro Tyrant by him as well. And this Flying Psychic Monstrosity, which I'll just be used as a Maleceptor by Modern Synthesist. So I'll put links to them as well below, because if you want to get custom stuff converted and commissioned, then you do that. Now, everything in this little spot right here, this 3,000 points, I painted, except for the Neuro. But I did paint one, it's just at home. And then on the outside, I had other painters, mainly Dan Platt from Best Overall Painting and Gary Rudak from Nautilus Paints and Paul Chartrand from Chartrand Painting, who have painted them. But I started to take over that. At first, I was just doing it typical like I do at MiniWarGaming, which is, hey, I don't have time for painting. We'll hire people because we want to build up these forces for our videos. But after a while, I'm like, no, you know what? I want to paint it myself. And so I've taken over from here on out. So there's probably about maybe 5,000 of the 10,000 that was painted by other people, which now I'm regretting. Not that I don't want people to paint other stuff for us. It's just my Tyranids. So I've learned from that. And I got a lot more to add. I got a Scythe here duel and Barbed here duel too, so I can't wait for more Forge World stuff. So there's so much going on. I'm going to be making lots of videos about the grand narrative, one in particular, the whole thing, and then I'll try to do some vlogs and other stuff too, so you can follow along with me as I have so much fun there. But I wanted to present you with an opportunity to help me expand the Hive Fleet. We're doing a bit of a fundraiser through this, and that is that you can sponsor a Tyranid model. So there's over 400 of them here. I think there's 453 in total. I can't remember exactly, but I think that's the number now that I painted that last model. And you can sponsor one of them. I'll put a link below, and you can. The cheapest one obviously would be something like a Gaunt, whether it's a Termagant, Hormagaunt, or Neurogaunt. And then we'll kind of move up or gargoyles as well. So essentially, I'm going to break it up into sizes of models. So it's not like you get to choose which Termagant. It'll be like you want a swarm Gribbly, or you want to sponsor something on a medium-sized base. So our medium monsters like warriors and lictors and leapers and all of that. And then we'll move up to the monsters. They'll obviously cost more, so you can sponsor those. And then we'll have the opportunity to specifically choose the Grand Hive Tyrant, who is basically the swarm lord of the fleet, so the leader of the entire Hive Fleet Nihilists. And then the Grand Neuro Tyrant as well, which is the head Neuro Tyrant of all of them, and the Flying Maleceptor. And then specifically some of the other special ones, like the Death Leaper and Old One Eye, So all the details below. If you want to help expand this and to fundraise for the trip that I'm going on, and also I have another 5,000 or 6,000 points I want to add to this, and Trigons and Molochs and Tyrannocytes and Forge World models too. I want to add like 2 Hierophants and a Harridan or 2, just to really ramp this up to between 15,000 to 20,000 points before I would call it complete. And then I want to move on to make a custom gene stealer called the Cult of the Ascendant Strand, which is the cult that is with this Hive fleet, which I'm really excited to do. So still a lot more to add on here. I'm probably about halfway done, although not in terms of number of models, because I'm pretty much done all like the Griblies, all the little guys. It's more adding monsters and big monsters to this as well. So if you'd like to help me out, I'll post a link below. Don't forget to check out tomorrow when I post up the full video talking about this 10,000 points and going into detail about the process that I went through, and then the 10,000 versus 10,000 point Apocalypse game, which honestly was a blast, which I wasn't expecting for an Apocalypse game. Usually they're kind of a drag because they take so long, but it was so much fun, and the game just went so well, and there was so much mutual annihilation, and the story worked out really well. It was on a gorgeous table, everything. It was just chef's kiss. Mwah. Oh, sorry, really quick. One thing I always forget to put in is that when you look at the prices of what you can do, you can either just pay that, or you can buy an equivalent amount on the Forge. So, for example, if you choose to be like a Gaunt, which is 20 bucks, if you spend 20 bucks on the Forge and then put the Gaunt thing in your shopping cart, it'll actually reduce it to 0. So you can either just buy the equivalent amount of stuff in the Forge, or you can just pay to sponsor. So it's up to you. So you can get product, or you can just be recognized. That's whatever you'd like. So just make sure you understand that. If you can't tell, I just loved hearing it so much. I even have custom lore for these. Won't go that here because just don't have time, and I don't know if you guys want to just be bored by that. If you want me to make a video of the custom lore that goes with this Hive fleet, go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know. Also, I do plan on using that lore as we build them up in narrative campaigns and stuff like that too, and integrating that lore with the Grand Narratives lore. So what happens there will influence the lore that I'm doing with them. And hopefully a little bit of vice versa, especially if we can get 100 people next year for the Grand Narrative. Can you imagine 100 people showing up? They might even make us their own faction. Who knows? Write us into the story. Who knows? Like I said, if you're interested in that, links below. So links below for everything. Lots of links below. Go check them out. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to go to the Grand Narrative. I'm so excited. Happy wargaming.